Hi everyone, welcome to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family as well as share information on social media. This way more people will follow the podcast and learn the truth about the war in Ukraine. My name is Artem and here is the news. 308 days left the Russian invasion of Ukraine. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy addressed the Ukrainian Parliament Verkhovna Rada with the annual message on the internal and external situation of Ukraine. He said that due to the unity of Ukrainian people, Ukraine has become one of the global leaders. Its national colors are today an international symbol of courage and freedom. According to him, Ukraine helped to unite the EU and West in general, as well as showed that staying neutral is now immoral. Zelenskyy thanked Ukraine's partners and added that Ukraine gives each of its partners a unique and very important feeling and a historic opportunity to be a winner together with Ukraine. He pointed out the importance of their support, especially in weapons. Zelenskyy thanked Ukrainian warriors who are the hope of millions of people for life. They are Europe's hope for peace. They are the hope of the world that the time of empires cannot return, stressed the president. He informed that Ukrainian forces have already managed to liberate more than 1,800 cities and villages of Ukraine from the Russian occupier. Zelenskyy said that modern NATO standards are determined now in Ukraine. The president said that due to the Russian attacks on the energy infrastructure, Ukraine has to become and will become a leader in building modern green energy system. This will allow Ukraine to create a decentralized energy network that cannot be destroyed by anything, any missile strikes. Zelenskyy believes that having a leadership position in such energy and developing atomic generation as well as hydrogen energy, Ukraine will be able to provide for its own needs and in peacetime, the needs of Europe. Zelenskyy pointed out that Ukraine is becoming a leader in the digital transformation. The president believes that it can be one of the tools of Kyiv's foreign policy. By spreading such experience of transformation in the world, Ukraine will get new friends, new alliances, new political and economic opportunities. In particular, this will concern the development of relations with African countries and other states of the global south. The president spoke about the reconstruction of Ukraine after hostilities, which he believes will be the biggest economic project of our time in Europe. Zelenskyy stressed that the entire territory of Ukraine needs reconstruction of those infrastructure, energy, social sphere and other objects that do not meet modern security requirements. All what has been destroyed after February 24th has to be raised from ruins, including in Donbas and Crimea, which were illegally occupied in 2014. The president believes that Ukraine should prioritize the restoration of those companies that were in Ukraine or that came to Ukraine during the war, as well as those that left the Russian market after the start of the invasion. Zelenskyy added that millions of Ukrainians who have become displaced persons who have found shelter abroad should not become refugees. Ukraine has to work to ensure their return. Ukrainian businessman and former MP Konstantin Zhivago was detained at the ski resort in the French Alps Courchevel at the request of the Ukrainian side, reports Interfax Ukraine. According to the State Bureau of Investigations of Ukraine, Zhivago is a defendant in several criminal proceedings and documents for extradition are being prepared. According to the media, ex-MP is suspected of organizing a mechanism for embezzlement of $113 million from a bank. Head of Ukrainian military intelligence Kyrylo Budanov said that the hostilities in Ukraine are currently at a standstill, as neither Ukraine nor Russia can make significant progress, reports BBC News Ukraine. He added that Ukraine is looking forward to new deliveries of weapons to advance. According to Budanov, Russia is suffering very significant losses and he believes that the Kremlin has decided to announce another mobilization. At the same time, Budanov denied the possibility of an offensive from Belarus, as there are no signs of preparations. The city of Odessa in Ukraine's south dismantled the monument to the Russian Empress Catherine II, who is considered to be one of the founders of the city, reports Ukrainska Pravda. Prior, the question of the future of this monument was widely discussed in Ukraine. The local authorities for many years refused to dismantle the monument, while pro-Ukrainian activists were demanding it, as to them Catherine II represents the Russian imperial project and oppression of everything Ukrainian. If you like what we do and would like to tip us, you can now do so directly to our PayPal. Check out the link in the description to this episode for more details. And as usual, you can subscribe to our Patreon. In gratitude for your help, we will give you access to a series of exclusive episodes on wartime life in Ukraine. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.